This is why y'all can hate LeBron James. He's a deep. Hey, let me run down the things that I don't like. He's passive aggressive. I hate passive aggressive behavior. I'm subject to punch you in the face in regards to passive aggressive behavior. It's one of my least respected or liked things in humanity. I don't like it. He's a diva. He's a crybaby. He doesn't try hard enough. I understand that LeBron James averaging this many points. LeBron James is a wildly intelligent basketball player, so he knows exactly the amount of points and rebounds he can get before anybody questions his effort. Any and everybody knows that. He knows that. So I don't think LeBron James plays as hard as he should. But with that being said, LeBron James don't have no problem with that smoke. Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, they ain't had no problem with the smoke. Tim Duncan didn't even try. Tim Duncan didn't just give a damn so much about the smoke. He didn't even respond to it. But Kevin Durant, he's bothered by the smoke. So when you are bothered by the smoke and you really don't want that smoke, you don't need to be telling, oh man, why you ain't give me the ball? Because you don't really want this smoke. Steph Curry, when they bring the smoke to him, he get him a politically correct, get the hell out of my face. Draymond Green gives them a get the hell out of my face, period. Kevin Durant, he be sitting there on the Carl Thomas side of the game, man. He be sitting there emotional and arguing with fans and come on, man, creating fake Twitter accounts. Look, bro, if I'm going to say what I got to say straight to you on Twitter, and as this thing continues to grow and we get hundreds of thousands of fans and people call here or tweet to me, man, shut your ass up, you don't know what you gonna see me act a fool on Twitter, just like if you follow me at @HRAP_B on Twitter now, you'll see me cuss a fool out. If you want the smoke, I got the smoke. I got it. I'm from the west side of Chicago, raised on the north side of Chicago. I could do this thing. As you see, I could talk with the best of them and smoke the rest of it. That's what it is. But Kevin Durant don't want that. He want to make $40 million. He want to score 35, 40 points, and he want everybody to pat him on his back. But when they try to kick him in his ass, he get emotional. So Draymond Green is showing y'all, hey man, I'm the glue. And while everybody think if KD leaves next year, that team will fall apart. If they can negotiate between Clay and Draymond to talk them down a little bit so we can get some more dogs in here, it's going to be a problem with Golden State for a long time. Hey, and by the way, if they can do some real hard negotiating, y'all, everybody talk about AD going to LA. You better hope they don't talk Draymond and Clay down and get AD ass in Golden State. Then it's church, man. Face to the Lord, ass to the earth. The rest of the league dead. If Anthony Davis mess around and end up in Golden State, because y'all know my man about to get the hell fired out of him in New Orleans. He finna be fired. He gonna be right next to Mike Brown in Oakland. And if they get him back, what's good? DJ Knox in the building, man. He's gonna get fired. My man is about to get fired out of New Orleans. So people better hope Anthony Davis don't carry his ass up to Oakland. That's all I'm saying. I ain't heard nothing, but just understand. If that happens, it's gonna be smoke in the city, man. I'm just saying, man. Nobody's thinking about that. Nobody's thinking about the fact that if Golden State can talk Clay down to like a 28, 30 million, talk Draymond down to a 28, 30 million deal, and then they might have enough room for another max player, and if they put Anthony Davis in Oakland, boy, it's going to be a problem. Even if they don't, it still might be a problem, because if they can continue to draft well and keep Draymond and Clay and stuff together, I'm telling y'all, it's going to be a problem. And what people fail to realize, it's not the three-point shooting, it's the fact that they share the ball. And Kevin Durant really does not fit into that situation, and you seeing it. It's the Kevin Durant show. They don't play the Steph Curry show. They don't play the Klay Thompson show. They don't play the Draymond show. They play the Golden State Warriors. So hey, until somebody figure out that you need to play like the Spurs, play like the Golden State Warriors, and look like the Lakers are starting to get that same chi in order, then bam, there you go. But I'm here to tell you, it's going to be a problem. Draymond Green is the truth, and that's just the way I feel. You disagree, there's the number. Call me and tell me I'm retarded. Call me, tell me I'm stupid. Call me, tell me shut my opinionated ass up. I don't have a problem. What's good? Sidney Jackson in the building. He got his ears on. Much love. Thanks for the respect and the support. Now, even though I just criticized the homie Kevin Durant, I got a brother from Chicago by the name of Patrick Beverly who bounced the ball at a fan for talking about his moms. I'm not going to call him emotional. The reason I'm not going to call him emotional is because he bounced the ball to him, which means he was stinking. He wasn't trying to hit him. He was just saying, man, shut your punk ass up. And that's what he did. At what point will these leagues? You can boo me. You can call me a scrub. You can call me a buster. You can call me a bum. But you're not going to be calling me all out my name and not think something going to happen to you, man. And if I can be suspended for bouncing the ball at you, if I can be suspended for saying and stepping out of bounds, you need to get some of these dudes on the sidelines at some of these games thrown the hell out the game, man. It shouldn't have to be to the point where you got to call me a nigga or call me or say something about this or something about that. Hey, man, everybody don't play them name-calling games. NBA, NFL, NHL, or any place else where it's belligerent fans, please get these people in check, man, because it's bogus. Y'all are wrong for this. There's no right in this. You're not gonna disrespect people and then expect to have some type of control over these unruly jackasses on the sideline. Look, you got the right to boo. Call me a scrub, but once you get past boo and scrub, you might get your ass kicked. 1 second. I missed somebody in the chat. Urban Meyer sounded real certain that he won't be ever coach again. Clutch Conversation just made the statement. Urban Meyer is definitely. I hate to do this because I think it's what I'm trying to do is some sucker shit. I said this a month ago. I think that's some sucker shit. When you go, see, I was right. Who cares if you was right? This is sports talk. We having fun. We talking crazy. But I said a few months ago that it was shaping up that Urban Meyer was going to leave. I said it. I sent it in the chat room to that ninja that Urban Meyer was about to leave about a month ago. I think it was because it was shaping up to look exactly like it looked at Florida. All the smoke started coming up, and then, hey, I got to get the hell out of here because I ain't ready to take this heat. A la my man Pete Carroll. But I don't think Urban Meyer is ever going to coach again because problems keep arising when he show up. When the fact that he covered up that domestic violence thing, this is not the political climate to cover up anything in regards to domestic violence. I understand that the homie didn't do it, but when you covering up, the cover up is always worse than the crime. So he out of here, man. Now, my man, the greatest, just said Draymond on any other team, I think he's an average player. He's an average player on that team, but it's the system. He's the average player on that team. But every team in the world got somebody who's the glue. And he just happened to be the third or fourth best player on the team that's the glue. His legacy is a legacy of winning. And that's what people don't understand. He's the reason they win. You could be Dennis Rodman was the reason the Bulls won those last three. It wasn't the fact that he was the super rebounder he was or the super defender he was, but you know what? He was the energy. He was the electricity. Mike and Scotty couldn't do it without him. So that's what I mean, the greatest. That's what I'm saying. He wouldn't be. You also said, the greatest also said, his smoke talk is good, but his game is not threatening. But you know what? You don't have to be the best to be the glue. Dennis Johnson, for this, I can show you throughout history, it's always a guy who you would never think was the difference. Who's the difference? You know, you can go back to the old 80s. Dennis Johnson was always, he shook Magic Johnson up. When you look at the Lakers, it was Michael Cooper. Nobody talks about Michael Cooper, but Michael Cooper was the dude that stick Jordan. He was the dude that stick Bird. He was the dude who stuck Clyde Drexler and any other major league scorer. He was also Magic Johnson's backup point guard. But don't nobody really talk about him. Vinnie Johnson was like that in that way. Joe Dumars a little off. Isaiah ain't Isaiah. Vinnie Johnson come in, heat you up. It's always a dude that, hey man, in the grand scheme of things, you're nobody. But with us, you the man. And that's all I'm saying about Draymond. I think with that system, if they execute it properly, they would be. They are a totally different situation with as long as he's healthy and he's on the team and he's on the floor and they are operating as a team versus this one-on-one ball they're doing now. Because as you will see, as Steph continues to get his legs back, as they continue to round into shape, even with just the presence of Steph Curry on the floor, you will see a tremendous difference in the Golden State Warriors. That's all I'm saying. This dude is a definite difference maker. That's all I'm saying, man. I mean, nobody is dumb enough to believe that Draymond Green is the man. But he's the man when he's on the floor with those guys. That's all I'm saying. Hell no, Draymond Green ain't the best player in the league. But Draymond Green plays hella defense. Draymond Green is the heart and soul of that team. And that's all I'm saying. You have to have a glue guy. Hey, everybody who listen, I want you to do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make your boy look important. Holla at your boy. We want to continue to blow up the spot. Now, since we talking NBA, I'm looking at the NBA standings and my weekly power rankings. I was going to start doing this on Saturdays, but I'm going to do it today. I'm looking at the weekly power rankings in the NBA. I'm only going to do the top 5 because I'm only doing the top 5. Period. That's why I'm doing it. It's my show and I can do it that way. But anyway, I'm sounding like a jackass. But the top 5 teams in the NBA to me, and it's not necessarily via record, it's the way they're playing as we speak. The number 5 team in the NBA, if you ask me, are the Los Angeles Clippers. I understand that they're 16-7, but they're 9-1 at home, they're 7-6 away, and they're 3-0 in their own personal division. 8-2 out of their last 10 games. The Clippers are doing way better than we expected. They don't have a bona fide go-to guy. They do not have a bona fide go-to guy. And as long as, when you are number 1 in your division, in a division with the Lakers, the Golden State Warriors, that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. So they would be my number 5 team in the National Basketball Association as of today. Now, the next team I'm going to do is a surprising team that I'm going to have them so low. The team that I have so low is the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks started off on fire. They're my number 4 team. They started off on fire. John B, thank you, man. Your bench warmer. Thanks for joining the party. Much love. The next team is the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks did start off on fire, but they struggling to be average teams right now. I understand what's partially in regards to the record, but I'm going to put them at my number 4 team in the NBA right now because they are looking as if they're leveling off, but the fact that they started out so hot and they still over 500, I'm going to go ahead and show them that love. Much love to them. So, my number 3 team in the NBA, the Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia 76ers started off kind of shaky. They picked up Jimmy Butler, and then they took off. They are 8-2 in their last 10 games. They get a 4-game winning streak. Jimmy Butler is assuming his role. I was tripping in regards to Jimmy Butler earlier this year, but it looks like I was dead ass wrong. And Jimmy Butler's looking like the man at this point. Now, even though I said as of right now, I'm still going to go with the Denver Nuggets as the number 2 team. Look, the Denver Nuggets are just like the Milwaukee Bucks started off super hot. They've been going helter-skelter. They go hot, then cold. But right now, they're in one of those hot things. So, because they're in one of those hot streaks, I'm going to go with them as the number 2 team in the league. Look, they got 3-point shooting. They got inside, outside. They got the Joker. They doing that thing, man. Murray has finally jumped up out of that funk after that 48-point game or 51-point game he had. Oh, yeah, he had 50 because Kyrie got mad. And the number 1 team in the league is obvious if you ask me. The Toronto Raptors. They are 8-2 in their last 10. They are 10-3 at home. They 10-2 on the road. Now, a lot of people will look at them and say, "Hey, man, they ain't played nobody." But you know what? Everybody they play gets a paycheck from the National Basketball Association. So if you get the National Basketball Association check, that means you should be one of the better teams in the NBA.